Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Tuesday, May 9th, 2023. And your new Trends Journal coming out soon, in a couple hours. And here's the cover. Yep, drone strike on Kremlin. That's okay. But a drone strike on the White House, America goes to war. That's right. Could you imagine if that happened? Oh my God, a drone strike on the White House? It's okay, on. This thing is heating up. As I say, when all else fails, they take you to war. And guess what some of the good news is? All the plantation workers of Slavelandia? Pentagon announces $1.2 billion Ukraine military aid package. Isn't that great? How wonderful! Keep bloodying the killing fields. Oh, did you hear about that guy that took down the guy with a chokehold that was arrested 42 times? The guy that was screaming and yelling at everybody? Oh, they call him a white supremacist for bringing the guy down. But hey, keep killing people all over the world. That's just fine. Be a good American. Yeah. Oh, by the way, having a peace and freedom rally here in Kingston, New York, Memorial Day weekend on the Four Corners of Freedom, John and Crown Street. 1 p.m. it's starting. Gary Knoll, John Whitehead, Frank Morano, a whole bunch of people, a great list of people, and we got some big names coming. So do something, because these maniacs are going to get us killed. As I say, when all else fails, they take you to war. And the economy is failing. Why, even Warren Buffett said it. So it must be true. He's saying the business profits are going to go way down. Can't figure out why. Oh, you mean because they raised interest rates so much? And they're raising them in Europe and stopping all the cheap money going in that artificially propped up the economy during the COVID war? Oh, yeah. Look what just happened in Israel. Again, we've been warning about this. I love the names that they use. Operation Shield and Arrow. Netanyahu says Israel stands at one. One murderer that could match up maybe to Americans if you could join forces. Oh, you ready? The air raid on several areas across Gaza Strip killed at least 13 people, including 6 women and 4 children. You can't find this story anywhere in the media. Could you imagine if a Russian strike just killed 13 people, including 6 women and 4 children in Ukraine? Oh my God, how terrible, those dirty Russians. But it's okay. And then senior Palestinian Islamist jihad official killed. Yeah. 3 guys, and these other people, but they don't put that in the story. So, as I said, when all else fails, they take you to war. And we warned about this going on in Israel now for how long? Oh, since Netanyahu put those judicial reform acts in that the people are protesting month after month, week after week, day after day against. Oh, you're going to get their mind off it? And I love this. Israel's still awaiting Palestinian retaliation. Why, how dare those Palestinians retaliate? They're militants. Israel could bomb anybody that they want, anytime, anywhere. Syria, yeah. So anyway, when all else fails, they take you to war, and they're going to take us to war. Again, look at your cover of your magazine. Could you imagine if a drone strike on the White House? Could you imagine if they saw that picture? Oh boy, all the people would be screaming bloody murder. Like 9/11, we're going to get that guy Osama bin Laden dead or alive. And the morons followed on him, little Georgie Bush with a dick smaller than a pencil and a brain smaller than a pea. So, on the economic front, you saw what happened to gold today. $2,034 an ounce. Tomorrow, the markets are waiting for the consumer price index numbers to come out. And then on Thursday, they got the producer price index numbers coming out. That's going to depend on what the Fed is going to do with interest rates, or one of the things. Again, when they start lowering interest rates, the dollar is going to dive. As the dollar goes lower, gold prices are going to go higher. And as to oil prices, they're moving up again a little bit. But again, we have the Middle East meltdown. Again, when all else fails, they take you to war, and Netanyahu's taking the people to war. So, in your Trends Journal, we have economic update and market overview that you're not going to want to miss. This economic update is big. By the way, you ready for this? This was the big article in today's New York Times. You ready? Owners of offices scramble for loans to hang on. Lenders are increasingly reluctant to expend more credit. Oh yeah, no kidding. We only warned about this office building bust, 3 years ago? Oh, one of your top trends for 2023. Oh, there it is. Office building bust. Yep. Again, we've been warning this for 3 years when they started locking down and telling people to work from home. And now you ready for this? Fed weary over commercial real estate. Wow, blow me the fuck away. I would have never thought that. We've only been saying this and get blacklisted from the media for they won't report it. But now it's become official. It's happening. I'm mentioning this because when you look at the banks that have these loans, these are small and medium-sized banks. The bust has just begun. Again, more information in your economic update. Jobs, wages both rise again in April. U.S. banking crisis, not over yet. What else do we have here? Oh, trends on the global economic front. Oh, the ECB's raising rates. What's that going to mean? China's spending, what's that going to do? Is it going up? Is it going down? We have all the data, where it's going, what's next. A whole list of economic trends on the U.S. and the global front. Spotlight, big bankster bust. Oh, yeah. And, of course, the Ukraine war trend update. All what's going on in there. FU peace, says the IMF. As citizens go broke, EU robs them to build up war machine. That's right. The head of the IMF said, get ready for the worst. We're not going to give you any. We're going to spend more money on the war machine. They're taking us to war, and that's why we're having a peace and freedom rally on May 27th at the Four Corners of Freedom of Crown and John Street, starting at 1 p.m. So please make it. We're anti-war. We are pro-peace. The people hate me for that. They hate me. And get this in your head, everybody. This isn't about me. You're not helping me. This cost me a lot of money to put on. We're bringing up the speakers with Gary Null, Whitehead, on and on and on. And all to get the event on, it costs a lot of money. What are you doing for peace? What are you doing? It's up to you. So you're not doing me a favor by coming here. You're doing yourself a favor and those you care and love. That's who you're doing it for. Because we are anti-war. We are pro-peace. I, Gerald Celente, am a warrior for the Prince of Peace. So the Ukraine war update. Russia blames U.S. for drone attack on Kremlin. Out of the news. Yep. EU ramps up war with Russia. They just sent another $1 billion to Ukraine. RFK Jr. agrees with Celente. U.S. pushed Russia into Ukraine war. Yep. Featured guest articles by Dr. Joseph Mercola, John Whitehead, and Nisha. You got to see them. Brilliant people. They'll be here. And what else do we have? Trends in the Markets by Gregory Mannarino. Gap between the stock market, reality, and everything else is near insanity. You're going to want to read this article. And when it comes to technocracy, we got the technocracy chief of the world, Mr. Joe Duran, whose book you want to get, De-Human. Yep, Joe Duran, that's the book, all right? We're giving you technocracy information you won't find anywhere else in one place. And of course, trends in the crypto world, trends in the COVID war. And what else do we have? Trends in geopolitics, what's going on with the United States bases in Manila, what's going on with Iran just seizing another tanker, payback's a bitch, as we say, the oil tanker, and what's going on with Israel and Palestine, trends I views, and trends in high-tech science. That's just some of what you're getting in your Trends Journal, because this thing is going down big. And as I said, the central banksters know how bad it is. Articles are coming out. Central banks around the world are boosting stockpiles of gold. Yep. Again, we warned about this. We forecasted it. And you look at the polls, Jerome Powell faces lowest public confidence for Fed chairman on record. Oh, that's according to a Gallup poll. I guess so it's not misinformation, which I find sexist. It should be gender information. It shouldn't be misinformation. Can't say blacklisted or blackballed. Let's be stupid. Again, the people have lost trust in the establishment. That's why I'm mentioning moron Powell, the freak that said that inflation was temporary and transitory, along with Ms. Facha Bruta, Janet Yellen. And even her, she comes in low. Her rating is 37%. This is the former Fed head that's now the Treasury Secretary. Could you imagine? Look who's running our government. You got to be stupid not to see it. And you have to be stupid to watch the mainstream news. Nothing more than moronic, imbecilic crap. So we're giving you everything we can to help you prepare, because the worst is just ahead. So subscribe, go to trendsjournal.com. The grand total, $2.86 a week. A week. I just showed you the New York Times. They're only 3 years late in reporting what we had forecast. It's the only magazine that gives you history before it happens. And don't forget, tomorrow, tune into Salenti and the Judge. And if you haven't watched that interview I did with Lynette Zhang, you want to see that one too. It's a zinger with that Zhang. So thanks for tuning in. Do everything you can for peace, because the future's in your hands. United we stand, divided we die. See ya.
Get the Trends Journal, the best investment you could make, because it's the best investment into your mind, and it can change how you look at the world.
Over the last 30 years, Joe Salente has been more accurate about predicting what would be happening than anyone else I'm aware of.
The Trends Journal is one of the greatest sources of information, and and it really is. You're predicting these things well ahead of time. I would encourage everyone to go grab the latest copy.
Been a Trends Journal subscriber for 20 years. I just have to commend you. What you guys have put together in your latest Trends Journal, there's nothing like this out there.
Sir, everything that you predicted about the economy, you were absolutely right. So I have followed you all this time. So please take a look at the Trends Journal.
You correctly forecast that the Fed would hike rates quite aggressively, correctly said that initially gold and silver would drop as the Fed starts to raise rate to 1.5% and above. When we spoke last, Bitcoin was around 49,000. You said you expect to drop, and if it drops below 30, 35, then it could really drop.
Trends Journal, which I would encourage people to go and check out. It's actually a 200-page document, pure data-driven analysis.
Gerald Celente, the top trends forecaster in the world. Gerald, you had an interesting call back in September of last year. You said gold had bottomed, which is exactly what happened. And here we are, and we're above $1,900.
Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happened at trendsjournal.com.